welcome to a new vlog and a video of the cruise vibes. Today it's day 4 on board the Princess of SE Tours, and of course also this video was done on invitation of SE Tours. We are starting in Wolgast and we are sailing to Szczecin in Poland today. There will be no cycling today. This was the day off when it comes to cycling, but I still woke up early because I didn't want to miss out on the beautiful landscape that we are sailing through. First I watched the landscape a bit from my cabin window, that's why I'm so close to the waterline. Then I enjoyed once again a nice breakfast, and then I went up in the lounge where I worked on my laptop, edited some pictures, sorted the videos and enjoyed the beautiful landscape. We're currently sailing on a water called Achterwasser and Peenestrom, and then we are getting closer to the first very interesting sight of the day, the Zecherin Bridge, which is a Baskel bridge, opening only 3 to 5 times a day, so we had to be there on time. Of course, some other ships were going through as well. It's quite interesting to go through. The bridge is 325 meters long, the opening part is 20 meters long, and it is a very important connection because it's one of only 2 connections from the mainland to the island of Usedom, and that's why it's only opening 2 times a day. Other connection is the bridge in Wolgast that we've seen in my last video from the Princess. After we got through, it only takes a couple of minutes until we can see the next highlight, and that is the Karnen lift bridge. It was a bridge for a railway line coming from Duchero, going to Świnoujście and on to Heringsdorf, Zinnowitz, Wolgast and Züssow. Nowadays only the part between Świnoujście and Züssow is in use. We heard about this railway line also in the last 2 videos. This bridge was bombed and destroyed in World War II. Only the lifting part remained, and nowadays it remains in the river as a monument, but there are thoughts to reopen it, to reopen the railway line, to rebuild the railway line. So maybe in the next years, the next decades, we can see a railway line again here where this ruin of the Karnen lift bridge is. After that we are reaching the Szczecin lagoon, which is a very impressive lagoon, up to 22 kilometers wide, 52 kilometers long, but no worries, even if we can't see the shoreline, it's only 3.8 meters deep at the deepest part, so very safe to travel on with the ship like the Princess, which is obviously higher than 3.8 meters. After finding this little surprise in my cabin, it was time to head up to the sun deck for another surprise. We had a Bavarian morning pint instead of lunch. The crew prepared a lovely meal on the sun deck, fresh from the grill, which was very tasty, and it was very nice to sit outside and enjoy it whilst sailing on the Szczecin lagoon, slowly getting closer to our destination of Szczecin today. We also saw some other cruise ships like the Excellence Coral, very interesting ship with mainly guests from Switzerland. Maybe there will be a video about this ship on my channel sometimes as well. And what's also very interesting about this waterway that we are on right now is that it is also used by ocean-going vessels. Here we have the Junker Jörg, which we already met in Lauterbach, and here we can see one of the ocean-going vessels that are also using this river to go to Szczecin. What's quite interesting, you wouldn't expect that, but ocean-going vessels are usually faster on the rivers than river ships, so that's why the ship overtook us. Always very impressive to see when a big ship like this is sailing past you. Even though it was just a small ship in means of ocean-going vessels, but still that was very impressive and interesting. Here we can see yet another ocean-going vessel coming from Szczecin and going via Świnoujście to the ocean, to the Baltic Sea. And in the meantime we can see a lot of cranes in the distance, and that means that we are now getting closer to Szczecin, our destination of today. A lot of industrial buildings that we can see on the starboard side of the ship clearly indicates that we are now approaching our destination today. And there's one thing I should mention: it's possible to get a drinking package on board of the Princess, but it's only valid from 4 p.m. till midnight, and that also includes this day. Even though we're sailing the whole day, drinks package only valid from 4 p.m. so before that you still have to pay for your drinks. That is clearly stated when you book the drinks package, but you might forget it in the meantime, so that's why I'm mentioning it again. So there's no reason to be disappointed on that day because you already know about this. And maybe this information also helps you on your decision whether or not to book the drinks package. I usually take a drinks package because then I don't have to think about whether I should get a drink or not, because it's already paid. So that's why I like the drinks package, but that's of course up to you. What's also quite interesting here on our way into Szczecin is that on the starboard side there are always some industrial buildings, but on the left side you're in the middle of the nature. That's pretty interesting, so you can choose on which side of the ship you want to sit and what you want to see. Here we are approaching the city, and already from the ship we can see the most beautiful part of the city, which is the Shrobry Embankment or Haken Terrace, named after a former mayor of the city. Here we can see a Soviet river cruise ship, which is now used as a hotel. Also very interesting, maybe some point a topic of a video here on this channel. And then it was time to step ashore and discover the city. There was an excursion available, but I decided to go on my own. Here we can see the buildings of the Haken Terrace with a museum complex and a Voivodschaft building. And then I went into the old town, but there are only very few buildings remaining of the old town because the city was almost completely destroyed in World War II and only few buildings have been rebuilt. So it's a very spacious city, and for example nowadays the old town and the shopping district are quite far away from each other. This was the Ducal Castle, which is pretty big but in the middle of the city, so you can walk past it without noticing that there is a castle, but it's a quite beautiful building. This is the part of the old town. If you want to go shopping, I would recommend going into the Galaxy Shopping Center, which is a huge shopping center, extremely big and a nice and interesting architecture, also easily to reach from the ship's docking location. I also traveled a lot with the tram of Szczecin, but that will be the topic of the next video, because I'm trying to keep the balance between ship and train videos so that there's a video for everybody every now and then. Here on this cruise it's working quite well to have a ship video followed by a train video, then again a ship video and so on. So that's what I'm trying to do here for the next couple of videos. And then it was time to head back to the Princess, where I had once again a lovely dinner with a very high quality, very tasty, and I got one of my favorite dishes, piccata milanesa, and then there was a local band on board playing some Scottish and international music, and here we can listen to them. Of course, it's always a bit difficult to include music, so I could only show you a few short parts of this evening, but The atmosphere was amazing, the band was amazing, and they played until midnight, and I was absolutely not expecting something like this on a ship and bike cruise, so that was amazing. I really enjoyed that. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song as always. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.